Hi, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchens. We're in Palm Springs. Pokémon Go is all the rage, so today we decided we make Pokémon Pop Cakes. And my favourite Pokémon, by the way, is Pikachu, so that's what I'm making. All you're going to need is some regular pound cake. I've cut it up into little pieces like this. I'm going to take about a cup, pop it into my tiny food processor. Obviously, if you've got a bigger processor, you can do more at a time. Pop the lid on, and we're just going to blitz this up to a nice breadcrumb. Now, when you've got that lovely breadcrumb, I'm going to be using cream cheese to bind this together. You could easily use a regular frosting though. I'm going to take about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half, pop it in with my breadcrumbs, and then I'm just going to blitz that together until I get something a little bit like a sort of loose peanut butter. Now to test it, I'm just going to take a little piece, and what you want to see is that when you take this and sort of roll it together, it should bind in a little ball like that without breaking apart. Then I'm just going to pop this aside in a mixing bowl, and I'm going to make up 2 batches. Okay, we've got our cake pop mixture. I've got a special guest all the way to the USA, from the USA. It's James from Funfoods. Hey, James.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Thanks, Steve, for having me in your kitchen here in Palm Springs.
James is here to help me roll these up so we can get them ready for Pikachuing. So come on in, James. Let's get them roll.
Just grab a bunch like this. Is that right?
Yeah. What size we're going to make them? About size, what do you call it? About the what did you call it on your Pokeball? About the size of a meatball?
Slightly larger than a meatball, but of course that's relative to how big you make your meatballs.
Okay, so we rolled our cake pop balls up, popped them onto a plate. Now I should say, while we're here, James is actually making Pokeballs on his channel. So after this, you can get across
and check it out.
So from 2 cups of crumbs, we've made 5 cake pops.
Next, we're going to get sticks on our cake pop.
We want our sticks to stay in there, so I've got a little bit of melted chocolate here, and we're just going to dip that in. James, you're going to do the other one, and knock some of the excess off. And these are great sticks because they've actually got a little stopper on them, but we're going to stick them in so they're around about maybe 2/3 of the way through the cake pop. We're just going to stand them on the back on the plate. We get on and do 5 of these. And then we're going to take these cake pops and just let them chill in the fridge for about an hour or so until they're nice and firm. Okay, my cake pops have set. Just come down here. We've got ourselves some yellow candy melts. These are just a regular candy melts we can get here in the US. In other parts of the world, you may have to get a white candy melt and add some yellow gel coloring into it. Dip this into the yellow. Just pull it out. And I'm just going to give it a little twirl around until the candy melt has set. And then we're just going to take those and stand them in my purpose-made little stand there. Now when you've got your cake balls, we're going to take the rest of this melted chocolate and just pop it into an icing bag. Then I'm just going to nip the tiniest end off of this piping bag. Now you could use a Ziploc bag as well. And what we're going to do is just pipe out the outside of what we think are Pikachu's ears. And then what you're going to do is, with the chocolate again, we're just going to flood in the center. Shake this and get that to flatten out. Okay, my cake pops have firmed up a little bit. We're going to take our ears and stick them on there. So what I'm going to do is just take my ear, dip it in a little bit of the molten chocolate, and we're just going to stick the ears on like that. And they stick pretty quickly. The next thing, I want to pop the eyes on there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of chocolate where I want the eyes to be. And then I've got these little, what would you call them, James? Candy eyes? Candy eyes. So we've got these little candy eyes that I've just made up. I have a little story to share with you about photographing these things in a second. Just wait on. For the nose, we are just going to pop a little black, I've got gel coloring here, just a little dot there for the nose. And then we're just going to make a sort of W shape. You have to get the gel on there and lift it up and let it drop. So we're just going to do a W shape below the nose. Some little black tips, because Pikachu has black tips at the end of his ears. And then we've got a little bit of red chocolate melt, and I'm just going to give Pikachu those characteristic rosy red cheeks. I'm just using a little toothpick here to put the red on. And there you have it. Now, little story, I'll just wait for James to come in. You might or you may not know, James and I are way out in the desert here in California. We took them outside to photograph them earlier on, and it's like 46 degrees,
117 Fahrenheit.
Within about 20 seconds, they're all starting to melt their ears up. So this poor old Pikachu lost his ears. This one looks kind of cool though. There are my Pikachu cake pops. They were kind of fun, and I have eaten one that was all sort of saggy and it tasted pretty good. James is making a recipe on his channel, so you get across and check that out. What are you making, James?
So I'm making the Pokemon Pokeball.
And without it, you won't be able to capture a Pikachu. Be good, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. So I am going to leave some links up to some other videos. Don't forget, check James's video for the Pokeball he's made. This sad little fella, well, I'm going to give it a try. You be good. Sorry,
Good.
James.
Good.
You can't have one of the other ones. They're for photos. See you soon.